The movie starts with a terrifying scene of a man walking and dragging a dead body on the road. It is clear that it was recently freshly killed because the blood is covering the ground. A promising beginning, right? Come on, let's see what happened and find out who this person is. We are now going to the gang trying to open the door of an apartment to rob it. The strange thing is that they have the key to the apartment. Alex is their genius and is the one who turns off the alarm at the gate and tells them that they must abide by the rule like every time and not steal money. They can steal anything else, but on the condition that it does not exceed 10,000 pounds. This is so that no one can catch them or know them. This is Rocky, who warns of the luxury and wealth in which the family lives and enters to steal clothes, shoes, and gold. As for Alex, he is interested in stealing the devices, headphones, and modern tools. As for money, he is their thug and is more interested in destroying the house and breaking things. After that, they finished the robbery, went out of the house, locked the door as it was, and immediately threw medicine at the window, breaking it to ring the alarm bell so that it would be known. It was as if the group of thieves who entered were ordinary thieves who broke the window and entered through it, and they were driving the car on the road to return to their homes, or else nothing would have happened. On the way, Money is happy with the things they stole, and Rocky tells him that after a few robberies from these people, they will have a lot of money and then they will be able to travel to California. And there they will live a completely different life and do everything they want. Alex is surprised and asks Rocky if she is really going to travel and leave the city. She tells him that she is going to travel to find a better future there and that she no longer has anyone here, and she offers him to travel with her, but he tells her that he cannot leave his father living alone. Alex goes to his house and does not find his father there, so he puts Kay in his office and checks the key. The apartment that was robbed today, and here we know that Alex's father has a security company and guards, so he has the keys to all the houses in the area because he is in charge of guarding them. And his son steals the key to the house that he is going to rob and returns it after that without his father knowing or noticing. As for money, he is the one who goes to sell the goods that they stole, and of course the person who sells them to him knows that they are stolen, so he gives them a low price in exchange for them. When Money objects to this talk, the man tells him that he can steal a lot of money instead of stealing devices and watches, but Money tells him that it is not right to steal money, so the man tells the man about the new house that they are supposed to rob. Alex is surprised and asks Rocky if she is really going to travel and leave the city. She tells him that she is going to travel to find a better future there, and that she no longer has anyone here, and she offers him to travel with her, but he tells her that he cannot leave his father living alone. Alex goes to his house and does not find his father there, so he puts Kay in his office and checks the key. The apartment that was robbed today, and here we know that Alex's father has a security company and guards, so he has the keys to all the houses in the area because he is in charge of guarding them. And his son steals the key to the house that he is going to rob and returns it after that without his father knowing or noticing. As for money, he is the one who goes to sell the goods that they stole, and of course the person who sells them to him knows that they are stolen, so he gives them a low price in exchange for them. When Money objects to this talk, the man tells him that he can steal a lot of money instead of stealing devices and watches, but Money tells him that it is not right to steal money, so the man tells the man about the new house that they are supposed to rob. Money immediately gathers the rest of the gang to tell them about the new operation, and he tells them that this house is inhabited by a retired army officer who lives alone because his only daughter was hit by a rich girl and killed. Then go to Rocky's house and find her living with her little sister Dee and her mother, who is clearly not a good woman and brought her friend to live with them in the house. She tells her daughter Rocky to take care of them, and all the time she makes fun of her daughter and says bad things to her. Rocky endures all of this for the sake of her little sister and takes her to get her out of the house and protect her from her mother. But her sister tells her that she wants to go to the beach and ride the waves and play in the water. Rocky tells her that the city they are in has no beach or water or anything like that. Suddenly she receives a message on the phone from Alex, who tells her, "I agree to do the operation with you." At that moment, Rocky gets happy and says she tells her sister that she will take her to California and there is a beach and she can ride the waves as she wants, so she loves you, Dee, and agrees to travel with her sister. The next day, the implementation begins and they go to the house to see it. It turns out that Mooney put his camera at the entrance of the house to monitor the whole past day and know who entered and left or the guards around it. He goes to get his camera and looks in the house at that time. Rocky is waiting in the car with Alex and tells him that she got a new tattoo on her hand and shows it to him. He asks her why she got this tattoo in the shape of a beetle. She tells him that this is the creature she loves the most because when her father died when she was young, her mother kept drinking apple juice, not apple juice, and she was addicted to it. She was always yelling at her and telling her that she was the reason for her father Rocky's death. At that time, she kept crying a lot because she loved her father anyway. She couldn't stand crying all the time, so she was locked in the trunk of the car for a long time, and she felt that she was alone and afraid of the dark, but there was a small hole in the trunk of the car and a beetle entered through it. It was flying around her and amusing itself to reassure her, so she always loved the beetle and felt that it was a symbol of safety for her. When she travels to California, she will enlarge this tattoo and color it, and at that moment, Alex tells her that he thought about this matter and decided to travel with her there. Rocky is happy and tells him that this is the best decision he made. Suddenly, he interrupts their conversation and Money enters with the camera. He tells them that there are no houses near this officer's house and that he hasn't left his house for 5 days and there are no guard patrols or security around him, and this will make the operation much easier and no one will even notice them or see them. Suddenly, they find a predatory dog that attacked the car window. And Jiho stays beside them in a loud and strong voice and does not want to leave them until someone comes to him from far away, so the dog goes to him and walks, so Money tells them that this is the retired officer who owns the house. But the surprise is that this officer is blind because he lost his sight in the war, so Alex tells them, by the way, it is forbidden for us to steal from someone like this, but of course, Money does not care about anything except Germany. So they realize that they will carry out the night and break into the house, and after midnight the three of them are in front of the house and all the electricity is off and the whole street is dark, so they come out and get closer, and Alex brings sedative food for the dog so that he faints and does not bother them at all while they steal. And after they make sure that he has eaten, they go to the door of the house and use the key that Alex quickly got from his father, but the problem is that the door has more than one lock and this key only opens one lock, so it is white. They try to find more than one way to enter the house and they go to the other side, and Bella finds that the dog is asleep and they see the back door and Alex is holding his device to try to stop the alarm before he even tries to open the door, and Bella finds that the key for the back door that he has with him still does not open, and also Money finds a store door but it is locked again, so they get really angry and they feel that this officer is after a secret to fortify his house like this and to make sure that this is evidence that the money he took from the rich family is inside. At that moment, Rocky sees the bathroom window close to the ground, so she tells them that the small opening in this window is enough for her to enter and only her, so she enters through it and opens it for them from inside, and although Alex is afraid for her and tells her that he will not let her enter alone, she does not care about his opinion and takes from him the device that will stop the alarm, and then she breaks the window and jumps inside the house and moves the bottle away from her. She runs to the alarm and stops it and sees in the hall many pictures of the dead man's daughter, and Alex was standing worried at the door because Rocky was late and he was afraid that something happened to her inside. But Money saw him and he was worried like this. So he said to him that Rocky is his girlfriend and that Alex is just a friend to them, and he is preparing for him to cross the boundaries of friendship with her. But it is clear that Alex's feelings towards Rocky are not just friendship, but he is trying to hide his feelings so as not to cause any problems between the two. The important thing is that Rocky interrupts their conversation and opens the door for them and they go inside. She asks them to take off their shoes so as not to make any sounds. The strange thing is that this house has strange tools like forks and knives. Each one of them goes looking for a place to look for the money that they will steal quickly. While Rocky goes looking in the clothes room and Alex is eaten by the alarm devices and sees the door locks, and Money goes up to the floor. Above it is clear that the house is big and empty and there are a lot of rooms in it. Some people are going to the room where the owner of the house is and he hears the sound of a television. Then I find that the man is sleeping next to the television. He is watching a video of the girl when she is young. He smells like a pill of anesthetic in the water bottle and it is pouring out. A group of people is using a syringe in his hand to get out of the door. Suddenly, he finds the man lying in front of him and sitting on the bed. I am afraid that he might have sensed him. Or he saw it, but the man did not see it and he got up just to turn off the TV and go back to sleep at the second hour. Money leaves the bottle and the narcotic smoke comes out of it, and he comes out of the room silencing himself in order to let the man pass out. Then he comes out to them and tells them in a loud voice that the man will finish at 7 p.m. All the time, the workers warn him and tell him that you should be quiet, but there is no use and Mooney prefers to act as he pleases. The important thing is that Rocky consults them about a room that is locked with many locks and they say that the money is definitely inside this room. Money is holding a big iron bar with him and trying to break the locks, but the problem is that it is strong and does not want to break. So Alex, if he has a stronger tool than this, tells him that he has a strong gun because they are coming to rob a soldier's house, so he must definitely bring him a gun. Alex is surprised and tells him that this is wrong according to the law and that the man who owns the house has the right to shoot them. Money does not care about what he says and starts to hit the door lock with the gun. Alex grabs Rocky's hand and tells her to walk with him from here, but she also refuses and tells him that she wants the money. Money immediately starts shooting at the lock. Alex runs out of the house and takes his boot with him. Rocky feels scared and worried but still holds on. Money finally opens the door so that they can get the money. Suddenly, they find the man who owns the house standing in front of them. He is terrified, but none of them moved so that he wouldn't feel them. While he was a worker, he said, "Who's in the house?" Mooney responded to him and told him that he was lost and entered his house by mistake, and he was going to stop you. The strange thing is that this man does not answer them, but approaches Mooney with steady steps. Here he feels with his foot that the lock in the room is on the floor, so his features change and he becomes tired and rigid and goes to touch the door of the room. The problem remains that Mooney starts at that time. He threatens him and tells him that he opened the room and knew what was in it and that he would not leave it without it. Of course, he means the money, but it is clear that what is in the room is not the money because at that time the man does not care about anything and he keeps getting close to Mooney as if he is hearing his voice and he aims at Mooney, shooting a bullet in the air because the man is afraid, but the under is still coming out of the door, so with the sound of the fire hitting, Rocky is very comfortable away from them because the man does not feel. With it, the man holds Mooney by the neck with all his strength. He grabs the weapon in his hand and keeps hitting him with all his strength. Money is choking and turns to the man to let him go. The man asks him, "How many of you entered?" At that moment, Money looks at Rock and reads to save her and says to him, "There is no one with me. I am alone." The man leaves him. Here, Money feels reassured, but suddenly he finds a bullet entered his head, exploding his skull. Rocky is shocked by the sight as she sees Money falling in front of her. She enters and hides in the clothes room, terrified and crying. The officer keeps hitting the wall, upset as if he regrets killing Money. But it is clear that this room has a dangerous secret and he does not want anyone to know. Rocky is sitting inside the room, terrified and afraid to breathe. Alex senses her and enters the house again to see what happened. Suddenly, he finds the officer coming out quickly, so he hides so that the officer senses him while he is walking, sulking in his throat, and he realizes that they broke the window. Beirut is locked for a long time and brings a large wooden plank and comes back the second time. Alex enters and hides in the bathroom, but finds the man entering the bathroom cold and sticking the wood on the window they broke. Alex keeps hiding so that the man does not notice him. Then he finds that Rocky is sending him a message and telling him that the man killed Mooney and she is afraid and wants him to come back to save her. So he sends a message reassuring her and telling her that he is inside the house and Rocky will come to her. She tries to get out of the room she is in, but suddenly she finds the man coming out of the secret room and then entering the room she is in. She gets very tired and goes back to hiding, but she reacts to the fact that this man opens a secret safe in the same room and enters the password that she keeps well. He makes sure that the money is there inside, and after he closes the safe and walks away, and Alex comes back to the room again and sees Money's body. In his hand, Rocky reassures her and tells her that they must report to the police because this officer will surely report them, but she stays silent and enters the password for the safe, opens it and finds a lot of hard money in it. She takes it all and returns to Alex and tells him that they must escape quickly and get out of this house immediately. So he tells her that this money is clearly more than $1 million and they actually leave the room to try to find a place to get out of. Suddenly they find the man coming out of the secret room, so the two of them remain in their place like this without moving or breathing because it is clear that this officer is not easy at all even though he does not see, and they see him going to Money and getting up, putting it packed like this in a big black bag and dragging it with him. Rocky and Alex both go back to rest so that Laura doesn't hear them. Suddenly Alex makes a sound with his foot. The man senses it and suspects that someone is with him in the house, so he puts the gun anywhere as a threat, but they remain calm in their place without moving. Suddenly, Money's phone, which was in his jacket, rings. The man shoots him and throws him away. After that, he drags Money's body with him. At that moment, Alex and Rocky enter the secret room to find an exit and search inside for any exit, but to no avail. At that time, the officer is holding an electric saw and it looks like he will cut Money, but when he leaves the room, he feels Money's boot, but the problem is that he finds another boot next to him and a woman's boot. He realizes that Money threatened him and that someone else is with him in the house. He runs to the safe and opens it quickly. He finds that all the money has been stolen. He is trapped here and stays. He hits everywhere and searches everywhere, but he doesn't find anyone at that time. Rocky and Alex are still looking for an exit and they can't find any. The whole place is pitch black and they don't have any light except their phone. Suddenly, they find a girl jumping on them while she is tied up. She starts to terrify Rocky and screams and runs away. But the problem is that the rope that the tied girl pulled on a bell made a sound that the officer heard, and thus he knew the location of the second person who entered with Money in Beirut towards them. The two of them are standing in shock from what they see. A girl tied up and handcuffed, and her voice while she is screaming and begging Najd for them to save her and go out with them. Rocky wants to save her, but Alex stops her and tells her that they have to go to escape. There's no time. Rocky approaches the girl when she finds her trying to show her a paper. It is a newspaper with the news about the old man's daughter, Maud. But the court ruled innocent of the charge. She asked Alex to open it and take her with them. Although Alex objects, he finds the girl pointing to the safe in the corner. He realizes that the key to the locks is definitely with the girl in it. The terrifying thing is that they feel the officer running over them. He knows where they are and is coming towards them. He actually opens it and reaches the door. At that moment, Alex takes the safe number from Rocky because it shows the same number as the safe where the money is. He actually opens the safe, takes the key, and quickly opens the girl. The three of them escape, but it is clear that the girl was subjected to severe torture that made her walk easily. When they arrived at the outer door of the warehouse, they find that it is also locked, but Alex takes out the key he had with him and is actually able to open the lock and the gate. However, the surprise is that they find the man in front of them pointing a gun at them, and he immediately shoots them in the second or third place until the shooting stops. The subject is Hoda. A bullet hit Alex's ear, the second hit the mobile he was lighting up with, and the third hit the girl's neck and she fell dead in a second. After a while, Alex wakes up and takes Rocky and they run away, but when the man goes to see who killed the body, he finds the girl and he keeps screaming and crying in a very strange way while he keeps saying, "My daughter, my daughter." They are very surprised why is he so upset with her when she is the one who killed his daughter. And how can he call her and say "my daughter" to her? Anyway, this man seems to be thinking of taking revenge. So he locks the warehouse door, and at that moment Alex gives Rocky the keys and tells her to try to open the door upstairs with them. So they both run quickly, and actually the man senses them and keeps hitting them randomly and turns off all the electricity, and the world is dark for both of them. No one sees anything, but the old man is used to the darkness anyway, and he relies on his ear only, and they both try to hide while they are holding themselves. But Rocky was about to hit the man. But at the last moment Alex made a sound that made the man go to him and immediately grabbed his neck with all his strength to choke him, and Alex resisted strongly, and the man found his gun empty and no bullets in it. Suddenly, Alex with all his strength turned the shelves on the man and was able to escape from him and quickly took Rocky, and they got out of the store. But the problem that they did not expect was that the dog had already woken up and was standing at the gate and looking at them in order to attack. Alex asked Rocky to act calmly and take the key and try to open the door of the house, and while Rocky was trying, the officer arrived at the store door and tried to get out. Suddenly, they all ran and the dog ran after them, and Alex took Rocky and they got up to the floor and entered one of the rooms and locked it. They have the door, but the problem is that all the windows in this room have iron legs on them, so he tells her, "We are locked in here." At this time, the officer goes to his room to get another gun full of bullets to replace the gun he ran out on them. Alex tries to think of a way to get them out, so he takes out from Rock the device he gave her to turn off the alarm. He uses this device to try to send a signal so the police can know their location. But Rocky stops him and tells him that she does not want to go to prison and does not want to lose the money they stole. Suddenly, they find the ventilation hole in the wall above them. So he tells her, "Get out. You escape from this hole until I am out of order." Rocky finds it difficult for Alex, but she actually escapes from it. Unfortunately, the dog manages to break the door and enters to attack him. They immediately fly out of the window, so he lands on the outside glass of the house and sings at him. As for Rocky, she keeps walking through the opening. The ventilation and the man reaches the place where Alex is, but he does not feel him. As for the dog, he is able to know the place from which Rocky entered and enters after her through the ventilation hole. She reaches the end of the corridor and does not know what to do now, so she tries to jump from the large hole at the end. At that moment, the man feels the movement above, so he gets up and goes to her. Alex begins to regain consciousness and finds himself on a glass that is about to break. He is surprised to find the man standing by the window and pointing the gun at him. As if he knew his place, he fired a shot and it hit Alex's side, breaking the glass, and he fell to the ground. He was still trying to escape or even turn on the alarm, but he found the man coming at him again. He did not object, so he hid in the kitchen and opened a cupboard to enter it, but he found the body of Mooney, who fell immediately in front of him. Alex was terrified and confused and did not have time to escape because he found The man was able to determine his location and came towards him, and at that moment Alex decided to resist him and hit him with a hammer on his hand, and he made the gun fall from him and he grabbed it, and they both kept hitting each other. But it was clear that this man was very strong and started hitting him hard. Alex turned on the washing machine so that the man could not hear anything and tried to get the gun, but the man still stopped the washing machine and managed to grab Alex by his leg and kept hitting him until he completely defeated him and he fainted. After that, he grabbed a large pair of scissors and with all his strength stabbed them in the body in front of him. Roger started to recover from the fall and found herself in a deep hole and tried to open an air vent at the end of the corridor to reach the outside of the house, and after she opened it and was about to get out of it, she found a hand placed on her mouth. And it was the man who brought her back to the room again and kept hitting her and took his bag of money, and Bekinda is harassing her until she loses consciousness, and after a while, Rocky wakes up and finds herself tied up in the same room where the girl was locked up in the same way. She keeps screaming and crying to free herself and finds the man sitting in front of her very calmly. So she leans on him to free her and let her go. She tells him that she knows what he is going through after he lost his daughter, and that she will not tell anyone about what she saw in the house here. He tells her that she does not understand anything and that no one can understand or feel for his relationship with his dead daughter. So that is why he kidnapped the girl who killed his daughter, because just as she killed her, she was supposed to bring him another one. He actually made the girl pregnant with his daughter, and she was carrying his daughter inside him, but they killed him and deprived him of his new daughter. That is why he wants Rocky to get pregnant with him and give him another girl other than the one she killed. The surprise is that the scissors that the man stuck in the body of the one he meant brought money into his body. Isn't Alex? And Alex is still alive and is now going to save Rocky, and when he finds the dog in front of him, he does a trick to get inside the room and lock him up. The officer puts the girl's body in a box and sprays tar on it to hide her, and then prepares the injection to do an IVF for Rock and make her pregnant, and Rocky keeps screaming loudly and asking him to have mercy on her and stay away from her, so he tells her, "I won't kill you and you will stay with me for 9 months, but bring me the girl and after that I will let you go and return to your normal life." Rocky keeps screaming and crying loudly and trying to free herself, and at the last minute Alex hits the man on his head and makes him fall on the ground unconscious, and at that moment Rocky gets up and keeps hitting the man with all her strength while she is cursing him and screaming at him for what he did to the girl and was going to do to her, and Alex takes the bag of money so that they can leave, and she tells him that she wants to report this criminal to the police, but Alex tells her that if they report the police, they will not get the money, so the man yells at them and tells them to get out of his house, so Alex takes Rocky and they both go out of the room. He is still trying the key to open the door lock, but unfortunately after they open the door, they escape. A bullet hits Alex's head, killing him. Rocky is shocked by what happened, but she opens the door and runs as fast as she can to escape. She sees the man standing at the gate and suddenly finds his dog running after her, so she quickly runs away from him, but the dog grabs the bag of money, so she leaves it on the ground and gets into her car. The dog keeps trying to get in through every window, but she closes all the windows on her. Suddenly, she finds the dog standing in front of her on the hood. She tries to find anything to escape with, or even the car key, but there is nothing. In the car, she gets tired and keeps screaming because she doesn't know how to catch herself, but she calms down and thinks of a good trick. She opens the car bag and holds a rope, waiting for the dog to try to get in. She immediately closes the bag on him, but unfortunately, he comes out from the car seat. She takes the money to take it and leaves, but suddenly she finds this strange man coming from behind her and hits her on the head. She falls to the ground. Here, we see the scene that we saw at the beginning of the movie. The man drags Rocky by her hair to bring her back home after he hit her and made her bleed from everywhere. After she returns home, he throws her on the ground and she sees Alex's hair next to her. She apologizes to him for causing him trouble, but the surprise is that she finds the beetle flying in front of her as if it is trying to save her and reassure her as usual. She stands on Alex's device. At that moment, Rocky knows that this is the solution, so she grabs the device. She turns on the alarm that rings very loudly and screams at the man and makes him unable to hear anything and keeps shooting randomly everywhere until he is able to stop it, and at that moment Rocky gets ready and grabs the iron and keeps hitting him with all her strength until he falls to the ground, and finally she takes the bag of money and leaves the house, and when she sees the police car coming she runs away quickly, and the next day we see her sitting with her sister at the airport waiting for the California plane, and her sister is drawing her while she stands with her on the side, so she is happier than her sister and feels happy, but suddenly she finds the news talking about the accident that happened yesterday to the brave hero, the blind old warrior who came with 2 thieves to steal his house, but he was able to kill them with all his skill, but the problem is that he was exposed to serious injuries that made him enter the hospital for treatment, and of course when Rocky finds out that he is still alive she gets tired, but she walks away from the whole city and leave it with all its problems, and everything became perfect. You were perfect. Tell me in the comments. That's it.